'Cause I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I've breathed the mountain air, man. Of travel I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. Been to Tullamore, Seymour, Lismore, Mooloolaba, Nambour, Wichita, Kilmore, Marillaba, Birdsville, Emmaville, Wallaville, Colorado, Colorado, Strathrown, Proserpine, Alladala, Darwin, Gingin, Lilliquin, Muckilla, Wallumbilla, Bougainville, Cumberland, Ramakilla. I've been everywhere, man.
Yeah, that's a tricky one to fit in, isn't it?
It is.
Captain's Flat. It does appear in the song later on, and it rhymes with Ballarat, funnily enough. But we are going to find out everything we need to know about Captain's Flat as we speak with Sharanne Watt, who not only lives in Captain's Flat, but also loves Waterloo as her favourite ABBA song. I asked her yesterday.
Well done, well done. And can I bags us in the first question, can I please?
Yeah, all right, go for it.
Sharanne, where the bloody hell is Captain's Flat?
The correct answer, of course, is just north of South Captain's Flat.
It's in its own little place. It's, I don't know which direction. South, maybe, of Queanbeyan and Canberra.
Oh, right.
Between Braidwood and Queanbeyan.
Yep.
Road that doesn't really go anywhere.
We're on a road to nowhere.
Is there history to how it was so named?
There absolutely is. There used to be a bullock from a bullock team, and it used to escape, and when they would find it, its name was Captain, and they would find it down on the flats down near...
Oh, okay. So it was the captain who picked it.
Flat, so they called it Captain's Flat, yeah.
Yeah, the marketing department have been right onto that, haven't they? There's a bull called Captain, and it goes down on the flat. What can we call the flat?
So how did the community then grow, and then what has it grown into in 2025?
Well, it's actually shrunk. It was a massive mining town back in the late 1800s, early 1900s.
You'd remember that, Rob?
I do.
62. It was almost, well, I believe it was as big as Broken Hill. They mined copper, lead, zinc, gold and silver. And then because of the tailings that had lead in them, which flow into the Molonglo River, which then flows into Canberra, the politicians decided they didn't want lead poisoning in their Lake Burley Griffin, and they closed the mine.
That's not unreasonable, I suppose.
No, not unreasonable at all. Just let's put every 3,000 people out of work. So now the town is very, very unique. It's only got about 600 residents. There is no shop, no petrol station. We have a pub and a small RSL club. And if you want to buy anything, you have to drive to Queanbeyan.
Just tell us, what year was it when the change came, the massive change of the shutting down the mine?
Sorry, I missed that.
What year was it when the mine was closed and the town changed forever?
March 1962.
Okay, so that's...
that's well before my time, Sharanne, by a month or two.
Yeah, so that's not really all that long ago in the scheme of things, so there would have been great upheaval.
Born.
Yeah. In Australia's history, it's not. So that mine operating from late 1800s through to 1962, it would have been quite a thriving metropolis.
It was very thriving, yes. It was, the hotel that I now own and live in is gigantic.
Yep.
And, when you look at it and you look at the photos of the old town and all the homes, and there was a street of shops which have now all been removed, and half the homes have been removed, but you look at what it was, and it was a thriving little town. Yeah.
So the historical type buildings, of which you are in one, is that one of the features of the town why someone would like to come and visit?
Oh, look, there's the pub, there's the old post office. Most of the buildings were removed. The old police station is still here. But, yeah, there's not a lot of historical significance left. They removed, anything that could be removed was removed. So the old bank was building burnt down, all the shops were removed. So, yeah, it's hard to say. The pub's quite beautiful and old. It was originally designed to be built at Bondi Beach, and then because the mine was being reopened again, they decided to build the pub here. The old post office is quite a beautiful building, but someone actually lives in that, so I don't know that you should actually go and look at it.
Yeah, knock on the front door and say Rob sent you. Because I think the other thing that we mentioned in unshameless plug here in our I've Been Everywhere Project podcast episode is the fact you're not very far out from Canberra, maybe 60 k's or thereabouts. So for people to come out and do a day trip,
Right. Yeah, it's only 45 k's.
Oh, there you go. It's got closer since I saw you last.
Yes. Well, from Queanbeyan, probably 50 from Canberra, depending on which edge of Canberra you're on. But yeah, we very, very busy on weekends. Get a lot of Canberra tourists, a lot of South Coast tourists driving through. Like I said, the road really doesn't go anywhere. The tarred road ends here at Captain's Flat, and then it's dirt from then on. But they're maintained dirt roads, so people like to travel through from Canberra, come through, have lunch here, head on down to Braidwood, and then you're only a hop, skip and a jump down the coast. So
if there's 600 residents there, well, I suppose there's 400 to 450 of them looking for something to do. Does most of that commute into Canberra itself, or are there businesses or activity around Captain's Flat to keep them local?
You have to travel to Canberra at Queanbeyan. Bungendor's only 40-odd kilometres away, Braidwood's only 40-odd kilometres away. So most people either work in Queanbeyan, Canberra area or work from home. There's nothing else out in the town other than the pub. We employ 14 people out here. But, entertainment-wise, I try to throw on entertainment every weekend to keep the locals happy. But, we go into town. I drive to town probably 3 times a week. It's quite a nice drive, so it's not hard to have to.
Yeah, it is a pretty part of the world, and I know from my agricultural days that we used to send an awful lot of seed to Bungendore, so that's obviously a thriving little agricultural area.
Bungendore is actually growing. It's almost like a suburb of Canberra now. It's getting quite large and quite expensive. It's really thriving, and like I said, it's only 45 kilometres from here, so a lot of us, prior to opening the pub, I worked myself in Bungendore. It was like only a 30-minute drive. I mean, if you live in Sydney, you're on a train longer than that, so to go to work, or driving traffic longer, even if it's only 10 k's away, it can sometimes take longer than that to get to work. So
we're reminded again with an election coming up, capital city Canberra, and for many outside of it, we think it's almost like a different country. You mentioned earlier, and we'll get to it, you were born and raised Captain's Flat, left, come back. Have you seen the outside world enough to know, is Canberra a bit unique and isolated from the real world?
Well, I've never lived in Canberra, so I always found people in Canberra to be a little different. It's quite a lovely little town, but it's very, I was left Captain's Flat, and my father was in the Navy, so I went to the, down to the coast and lived at Albatross down there, and then moved to Sydney, and then moved to the Blue Mountains, and then went, I'm going back home, and came back to the Braidwood area, and then bought the pub. So my life outside of Captain's Flat has been quite varied. I had relatives in Canberra. I think the people from Canberra are all very lovely, but it's
just in case.
So it is different. In short, without going to great detail, it's sort of a different world the way they operate.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. Yeah. But they're different to Sydney as well. Like people being different. So,
Beautiful story coming home. It's just been a good feel for you.
I love it. Look, honestly, it's so. And people treat me like I'm a local, and I was a baby when I left. But they just know that I was born here, so they just sort of like, no, Sharanne's local. So I love it. And I don't know, when you're born in Bankstown Hospital, someone says, "Oh, where are you born?" You go, "Oh, Sydney." All my life, people would say, "Where were you born?" I go, "Captain's Flat."
And with great pride, by the sound of it.
Great pride. I don't know why, and it's and when the pub was for sale, my daughter said to me, Mum, the pub's for sale, you've got to buy it. And I was like, really? What am I going to do with a pub? And it's the best thing I've ever done in my life.
And she's now got a really good story to tell her boyfriend down the track. Yes. My mum owns a pub. Hey, Sharanne, we've got to get going because Tommy Christensen's in the next studio ready to go, and you don't want to be holding him up. Thanks for telling us about Captain's Flat. You and Rob and I have got something in common. You try and put on some entertainment every weekend. So do we. You sound like you're successful, though.
Tonight we have a Comedy for a Cause community fundraising event here. I'm just going to put a quick plug in. Tickets are still available.
We'll be up.
Magnificent. Well done, Sharanne.
And, of course, you could get the local boy who's a friend of the show back. Mark Gable was born in Captain's Flat.
Well, there you go.
He was indeed.
There you go. I've been listening to an episode that's not released yet. Thanks, Sharanne. We'll talk soon.
No worries.
Bye-bye. Lovely to talk.
Sharanne Watt, the publican of the Captain's Flat Hotel that opens in 4 minutes, which is why I was giving us a hurry up.